Purple City, in the northeast part of Puerto Rico, Aguada. That's where I really came from. You know, I started hanging out in Wagner projects. Finally, that's they built Taínos. We moved from 124th to Taíno in 1976. I went to Julia Richmond, and then that's when you know, started hustling.
122nd Street was called Purple City. They put the Purple City up on the gate.
You know, we started off selling nickels. I wound up getting locked up for bribing a police officer. You know, paying him off. Next thing you know, he was wired. I wound up copping out to a year.
Once Purple started to rise on 122nd Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues, Pink Top still had control in Wagner. Tension started brewing in Wagner with the blacks and Puerto Ricans. But across the street in Purple City, blacks and Puerto Ricans were getting money together. Unfortunately, the blacks and Puerto Ricans in Wagner never became unified.
Seems like at that time, it was nationality against nationality. Really, Puerto Ricans didn't really care too much about black people because they didn't want them to eat. They figured if you don't get down with them, you can't get no money.
When they took over, it was like fucked up for us, yo. Like everybody else coming up and they project was getting money. We had to wait for them Germans, yo, you know what I'm saying, to eat.
The way they went about it was disrespectful, and I ain't like it. And me myself, I stepped to them. Whoever was running the show, I stepped to them in the wheelchair. And they had to jam me under my leg. And they beat up a friend of mine. I said, yo, man, ain't gonna be no beating downs over here. You know what I'm saying? They said, man, you wasn't standing up, we whipped your ass. I told the nigga stand up and sitting down, you ain't gonna do shit to me, and called my bluff. You know? And they just stepped off and went and got the kid called Squirtle. And when he saying it was me, he said that shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I was the original OG from around here. And I was just out of town doing my thing, but I didn't know what was going on this side of town until I got shot up and came home.
Ain't nobody stood up for the brother. He got beat up, and the next minute, they had nothing but pink tops on his joint.
At this time, the blacks had taken all they could stand, and one more incident would be too much.
After they beat E.G. brother down like that, man, God bless the dead, that's when Bob and them was like, yo, man, fuck that, man. We're gonna tear these niggas up, you know what I'm saying?
Brothers had to get together and do what they had to do to get the block back to who it really belonged to.
There's a lot of wars was going out during that time. Shootouts was going on. You know, people getting murdered.
Poe came through in a U-Haul truck, shook them all years up.
Poe chased them niggas straight down the 1st Avenue, shooting at them niggas all the way to the projects.
And that was the first time niggas saw they was weak.
Well, the niggas was taking it upon themselves to say, fuck it, I'ma aim back out at these niggas.
Every day, broad daylight, they ain't give a fuck about nothing.
I'm coming from Ride Playland on a 45 school trip. These niggas busting in 23rd.
One motherfucker in particular was
Bob Lemon.
As far as brothers getting back together, he sat down, brought his plan to the table, wasn't taking no bullshit from nobody. So if a nigga see him standing up for him and he got a gang of niggas behind him, everybody stood up, you know what I'm saying? He made you stand up.
Yeah, he had us when we was little niggas, right? Black, he had us boxing, yo. We used to teach us how to box.
Will Love and Bob used to box and train together and run around the reservoir in Central Park. They was getting a little bit of money, whatever they was doing, but it wasn't really nothing.
Came across to Bob Lemon. It's like I was on Brook Ave and he was in the hood. He come through the hood, he was doing this thing with BX, and we used to always say what's up to each other. And we hooked up. When I met Bob Lemon, I didn't know nothing about the gang. Never knew what Harlem was until Bob Lemon took me to Harlem. He took me to the Rucker. He took me to all the games. He took me to 8th Avenue, the car show, going up and down the blocks. And that's when I was like, wow. He let me know 1st Avenue, 2nd Avenue, 3rd Avenue. You know, he took me, he said, this is where it is, this is where that. This is where we do this is where the OEA's at. This is where brothers at. This is, you know, it was crazy. Like, I was like, wow, this is big. And then, me and him hooked up. Will got with boy George. Me and George hooked up. I was just shorty, just chilling out on the block. But after, like, he came to the hood, 139, it was a wrap. That's when we just took it to a whole different level. When Boy George and Will got connected, Will blew. And I seen Bob and he came, and I said, yo, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want you to meet my man, you know what I mean? He's good peoples, boom, boom. They hooked up. It was a wrap. It didn't even take 24 hours to know what that was. It was just like the whole lifestyle changed.
1,000 bundles a day, and then that shit start turning to motherfucking 1,000 bundles every 6 hours.
That's when the manpower started to pop up. That's when all the guns started to pop up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And then, you know, we took a stand and we was like, you know what I mean, more or less, you know, they at one point, they, you know what I mean, they overpowered us. Then, you know what I mean? Then another point, we took our shit
right
back.
Around 88, we took all that over.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas strapped up, came out one day and ran them niggas up out of there.
And once we set up, we shut all that down. So the pink was out and it was obsession.
In the 80s, us in the Bronx, we had Boy George, you know what I'm saying? And then you had Harlem cats that was saying, yo, Bob Lemon, what? Harlem dog, Bob Lemon was that nigga. Nobody did it better than Bob Lemon.
I mean, crack shit was one thing when niggas getting a certain amount of dope. Them niggas getting $100,000 a day type shit, you know what I'm saying? They lines was ridiculous. And they wasn't open all night, them motherfuckers still open for about 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? They got paid and broke out.
Heroin would be a quicker flip if you was a drug dealer than to deal crack. So, and heroin's a quicker business. You open up at 5 in the morning, you can be done by 9, 10 a.m. and make more than you dealing from crack all day long.
East side, you know, they had a lot of niggas leaning. Flashing. You know what? Because that motherfucking project saw millions. Word.
Diamonds, rubies, every motherfucking way.
You never seen niggas with the rubies and the diamonds and the name buckles, man. I mean, that's when you take it to another level. You fuck the little brass shit you got over here. You clear all that shit out.
To be young and liking the game or being introduced to the game and see somebody literally for your own eyes take a 5-6 city block radius and make shit happen. I'm talking about shit you see in the feds, dog. They was like, yo, we was here to see all that firsthand.
Bob Lemon was like the first black that I ever seen.
He really had like a stranglehold.
You know what I'm saying? He made it all right for other black niggas to say, yo, I could do this shit, yo. Like, at that time, this old Puerto Rican niggas was mashing niggas.
From 1972 to 1988, we talking almost 15, 16 years since a brother was able to establish himself.
That obsession, you don't want that obsession on second eye.
My man, that was the motherfucking potentest motherfucking dope, man, I think in the United States, man.
When I came here, who was it? Boy George and them crew. They had this shit locked down with the beat, and that shit was crazy. They was making mad money.
And it was so crazy in 22nd Street that at one point of the day, Bob Lemon had to take his crew up to Mount Morris Park, behind the wall, behind the little red house over there, and that's where they used to get Mount Morris Park was our other location, you know what I mean? So the 22nd got hot, leave a nigga right there, Mount Morris Park. Go over Mount Morris, is nothing changed, it's still the same motherfucking numbers. We used to have to walk up this hill. We used to have the customers walk up here, just the infamous steps where we used to be. We used to have all lookouts. We have about 3, 4, 5 different dopes right here on these steps. Where we used to kill them right here. We used to have a stash in the grass, a couple of guns. You know what I mean? All our pictures be up here. Then they go all the way to the back. You might catch a dope fiend back there shooting this shit up. You see Teddy coming, we book up the back. Go all the way around the back of the steps. And that was the mountains, slide down the mountains to 119th Street and be out. But this was the infamous spot. It was basically all over New York. These niggas is doing 400,000 or 500,000 a day.
We had 30 to 40 people lined up. Police drive by, they didn't know what was going on.
It was a bomb. Them lies, them cheese lies.
After the police went away, we served the customers and we got them out of there within 15 minutes. We tell them we closed down for an hour. The next hour, we had the cheese line again.
If it's good, it's crazy. You know how it go. Fuck, from every hood. When it's good, and they come for it, Motherfuckers was coming through here that we ain't even know. Doctors, lawyers, motherfucking judges came in through here. Niggas coming through here buying dope.
You got motherfuckers coming from Connecticut, D.C., Jersey, Atlantic City. Let me get 7 bricks. Let me get 8 bricks. Let me get 9 bricks. Let
You know what I mean? Like I said, coming all over to cop that shit and go sell it whatever they did. I mean, the shit was crazy. I'm talking about numbers until the end.
I got with Bob, nigga took me to school. I started doing what I was doing. Nigga was getting crazy money. I just dropped out of school. Like, well, fuck that, man. I'm gonna roll with this nigga. He had me taking $250,000 to the Bronx like every 2 days.
One instance where we had the courts over here where Joe Hammond, a known legend in playground basketball, he paid him $1,000 if he could hit a half-court jump shot. You know what I mean? Not believing that he could do it. You know, Joe Hammond hit the shot on the spot. He dropped the money on the floor. Picked that up.
I just watched that shit just blow out of frame. That nigga had a little red Ferrari with MCM seats in it. And the next week he had fucking 750s on the block.
All types of vehicles on the block. I'm talking about spaceship shits, man.
Little D coming through with motherfucking Benzes on the block. They was doing it, you know what I mean? Niggas was, you know, they was coming through with all type of jury, yo. Like, I wanted to be involved.
I was like, wow, the East Side is making a motherfucking statement right now. You know what I mean? The Kid Ball was just doing it real heavy, man. You know what I mean? Them niggas out of town, the fights, Vegas, all that crazy shit, doing it up heavy.
I was the only little young nigga over here with the Honda.
Theo used to drive the white Honda Accord with the white seats, with the pipe in.
Just kitted out. Niggas was tight, nigga. I was the youngest nigga riding on the West. They like, who this is little young nigga? Then they like, yo, that's Bob Lemon, little bro, that's Theo.
So I came up with an idea. I said, fuck it, when I come home, I'm gonna start selling $3 bottles and shit, you know? That was all that was on my mind. I came home, that was the first thing that I told him. I said, listen, this is how we're gonna do it. And took off from there. You know, and that day, you know, that's when the problem started.
Get in their way, they kill. Owe them money, they show up with baseball bats. They are the Purple Top Gang.
We say that gang essentially operated on one block of 122nd Street.
Once I got down, you know, I bring the whole young generation down with me and shit. That's when shit started getting out of control. We start busting niggas' ass, they don't want to line up. Fucking $1, $2, putting our foot up their ass. You know, we just changed the whole shit around. You know, the old timers, they was cool. You know, they wasn't with that kicking ass line up. You know, they had shit. Basically, they ran shit better than us. When we got down, we just like changed it, made a lot more money for them. You know what I'm saying? But we also like changed like the whole shit.
KC was getting all type of money. He was coming out, giving away crack. He had all the packs.
Fuck with these niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas giving me bundles and shit like that. I'm start flowing for these niggas. I saw how much money they was getting.
Purple City was bigger than just a neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? They had purple everything. You hear what I'm telling you, my man? Purple everything. BMs with purple neon lights under the bottom.
Purple 850.
Purple scooters, purple sweatsuits, purple leathers. Niggas had purple faces in their Rolexes.